The bottom of this door frame on both sides is in pretty bad shape. On this side, it looks like the previous owner decided to take a stab at repairing the door jamb, cut off the rotted part, then gave up, and just stuck a block of wood to cover the gap he created. On this side, the door jamb looks acceptable, but the brick molding should be replaced. The threshold is not even attached to anything because the bottom portion of the threshold, which is made of wood, has rotted. The repair of this threshold is shown in a different video. Anyway, when door installation and repair companies and contractors came out to look at the damage and give me an estimate, no one wanted to repair the door jamb. They all said I needed to replace the entire door, including the frame, and the estimates I got ranged from $900 to $1,200 to install the most basic door. So I decided to try to repair it myself. I had nothing to lose since even if I ruined everything, I would have had to replace everything anyway. Since my door jamb is of the wider size, 6 and 9/16 of an inch, which you can't buy from Home Depot or Lowe's, I spent a long time looking for an online store that sold just a piece and not the entire set. And I found exactly what I needed at a really great price. A 36-inch piece for $40. That was only a fraction of what I would have had to pay for a replacement piece from Amazon, where a 12-inch piece cost $60. But that's still better than having to pay for the entire set. I'll put a link to that online store as well as the product link from Amazon. I'm cutting the door jamb to the desired shape and length using a jigsaw. By the way, I cut the bottom of the door jamb at an angle to match the slant of the door threshold that slopes down away from the house. And yes, the threshold got fixed, and how I did it is shown in a different video. Now I'm using the door jamb piece that I had cut as a template to mark the line where I need to cut on the existing door jamb. This is weather stripping that I'm taking off before cutting into the door jamb. I'm using what's called an oscillating multi-tool to cut off the door jamb. This is my first time ever using it, and I discovered that it is one of the most handy tools to own. They range in price from around $35 to over $200 just for the tool. Okay, I just put some black tape on the blade to mark where I should stop cutting into the door jamb so I don't go in too deep and cut into the framing wood that's behind the door jamb. Anyway, I bought the tool that I'm using for just $36 from Amazon, and it's been working just great. This part is the brick molding that I'm cutting into now. Now I reposition the black tape so that I don't go in as deep while cutting this thinner section of the door jamb. The door jamb came off very easily because much of it was rotted. Now I'm trying to get the brick molding off, and I'm having a hard time with that. Turns out there's a long, thick framing nail that was holding it in place. And I need to remove this nail or else I won't be able to attach a new piece of brick molding. But this nail is not budging at all. The nail doesn't want to come out, so I'm going to have to just cut it off. I'm using the hex wrench that came with the multi-tool to loosen and take off the screw that holds the blade in place. What I'm doing is replacing the blade that was made for cutting wood with a different blade made for cutting metal. When putting in the blade, you have to align it so that these 3 pins go through the openings in the blade. Then the washer goes back on first on top of the blade, and then the bolt goes in to screw everything in place. Now, I'm going to show you something interesting. See all of this rotted wood? This is not just wood rot. It's actually termite damage, and the way you can tell is that there's a lot of dirt that's been packed inside the wood by the termites. This is dry dirt that's crumbling in my hand between my fingers. Again, this is dry dirt that's crumbling like this. Anyway, I thought that might be interesting for you to see, and I'm back to replacing the bottom of the door jamb. I'm nailing it in using 16 gauge finish nails. This is a piece of PVC brick molding. It looks similar but not identical to the existing wood brick molding. And the difference would definitely be noticeable, but it'll have to do because replacing the entire brick molding will be too much work, as you'll see in a different video on brick molding repair. After caulking, wiping up the caulk, and painting, this is what the repair finally looks like.